Welcome to this tutorial on organizational entities, managing internal and external parties. In this tutorial, you will learn how to manage organizational entities both internal to your business as well as external parties. You must have a role that allows you to see the Entities and Agreements process menu. Now let's get started. When you've logged into the application, click the Entities and Agreements item in the process menu. You will now be presented with one or more workflows depending on your configuration. In this tutorial example, we have 4 different workflows. First, we have an Entities Agreements internal workflow. Clicking on it provides you with a list of all the internal entities that are configured. Clicking on any of the titles will take you to the Details view. But let us in this example click the Create New button. In the Detailed Record view, you can hover over the current workflow task step to see a short instruction of what you need to do in this task step. You will need to enter an entity name. We will put in Egypt affiliate in this example. For type, we will select affiliate. There can be several other options available depending on configuration. In the Records Details tab, there are several optional data points to enter. Let's put a description in here. Next, let's open the Task Action Entities and Agreements form. On the Entity Info tab, let's put some information in about our affiliate. If there is a question mark to the right of the field, you can click on it for further guidance on filling in this data point. On the Persons tab, let's add a local contact person. A user ID must be filled in with a unique identifier. An email address or company initials are recommended. The full name must also be filled in. As user role, we will select local QPPV. You can multi-select by pressing the Control button while clicking on several items in the drop-down. Click Create, and as you can see, that person is now listed. In case you're extracting lists of contact persons, for example for the PSMF, this person will be part of such a list. If you want to create a profile for a person that will also be able to log into HALOPV, you can contact your administrator to enable this for any contact person. On the Agreement Info tab, you can put in optional information about how the contractual agreement with the party has been configured. In this example, the Egypt affiliate. On the Countries Territories tab, you can select the territory that the agreement relates to. If, for instance, the Egypt affiliate is also managing PV activities in Jordan, you can add multiple territories. Removing a territory is as easy as clicking the trash can icon and confirming. If you leave the list blank, it means there are no limits to which territories the entity can handle. On the Products tab, you can select which product groups or families that the agreement concerns. You can then select specific products from the menu. If you leave the list blank, this means that there are no limits to which products the entity can handle. On the Studies and Roles tab, you can add one or more studies. If you leave the list blank, again, this means there are no limits to which studies the entity can handle. Additionally, you can add one or more roles to the entity. This will be important if later you want to assign the entity to any data collection programs, for example, a patient support program. On the Organizations tab, you can select if the entity you are configuring is also allowed to access records and tasks on behalf of another entity. This could be a good idea if, for instance, you are configuring an affiliate that should be able to keep oversight and view of the details of a local distributor in the relevant territory. As a minimum, the entity itself should be listed in order to function properly. Click Save, then Return to complete the entity agreement form. You will see that you now have a green tick mark in the task action. You are ready to click the Complete task to end your processing of the initial entry. If in your configured process you are generating a PV agreement, also referred to as a Safety Data Exchange Agreement or SDEA, you can do this by clicking the Print tab. Here you can select a template for the agreement generation. Let's pick Agreement Template in this example. You have the option to choose between Microsoft Word or PDF format. Also, you have an option to add document snippets to the agreement. Snippets are standard text sections or clauses that you may want in one set of agreements whilst not in others. Double-click or use the arrows to move as many as you need into the agreement. One of the great features of snippets is that these sections are controlled with their own workflow. And if you redo a contract with one or more snippets included, these will automatically be updated to the latest version of the approved text. Once set up, you can click Print. It may take a few seconds whilst the document is being built, and then your browser will show a dialog to open up the document in the correct desktop application. Have a quick look at the document to observe that the data has been generated from HALOPV in the right sections, and then close it again. Now click Generate Document from Template. Select the same template as before when doing the quick print and click Generate. Then click Return. Now the document has been placed in your GXP document storage, which is marked with the attachment icon. If you're responsible for a review of the entity and agreement, the next task step may have a review task action. In this review, open the form, fill in the review details, and click Return. You have the option to send back the task if you found that key information was missing or incorrect. If you're happy, you can now click Complete Task button.